Something a little different today. Lighting's probably going to be terrible just because of where this is located. I have a light on it, but it's probably going to be hard for me to get rid of the shadows. Grasshopper, front deck mower. Had some issues with it. And notice that, hopefully you'll be able to see and hear this. I'll just point you down and see if I can show you. Yeah, it's not loose. This one doesn't make any noise at all. This one and the one on the other side, the bearings are shot in it, so rather than replace the whole spindle, we're going to put new bearings in it, or we're going to try. So the housing's not worn out, so I'm going to pull this apart, just go through and put new bearings in it, see if it fixes it. Hopefully it does. I hope so. We'll see. Sounds like a plan. Just set the blade aside, as always. These are 1/2 inch, I believe. All standard, but obviously you can't even see the bolts right now. Let me go find my wire brush. I probably put it away. I did put it away. Just clean these off. It's a 718 Grasshopper. It's going to be the same as many other models. Some better light. Okay. Let's go with that one. All right. 1/2 inch, like I said. I believe it's a 1/2. They're definitely standard, not metric. Of course, this is a 9052 deck, which is 9052. Is that right? I don't know. It is a 9052, which was made in 1990. That's why everything's standard. I'm sure now they're all metric. Get an extension, small extension for that. I already took the one that spindle off the other side. I had one bolt I had to grind off. I couldn't get it loose. It just fought me the whole time. Did eventually get it though. Just got a bolt. I think you got a nut on this side. Sure does. Because it must have come loose at some point and I probably replaced it. Don't remember that, but doesn't mean I did it. Alright. Whatever. So we're going to have to hold it on this side. Gotta be like that, huh? Okay. That's one. Try to lose these. Which I just did. Alright, I gotta find that. I just dropped the nut off the other side of it, but I'll get it. That's right there. Even better. Lucked out. Came right to me. Usually run and hide. Alright. Two here. I'm not gonna bother hitting it on here because if I don't, it's going to tear the head of the bolt up. Which is the last thing that I want, because it'll be a real pain to get loose. There's two. And my guy can better feel that. These are going to be a little harder for me to reach, I think. I'll get them. Three, one more to go. This is how it went with the other spindle, and the fourth one was the one that really got me. I'm hoping that's not the case here. Let me go get this out of the socket. It's stuck in it. Alright, here's a spindle. You can hear it maybe. Kind of hard to hear. I can hear it, but I don't know if you can. It's pretty worn. I've got this set up in the press. This presses out like the other one. I got to press this pulley out first, so I've got these pieces of steel underneath as far in as I can get them to support that. Now, you probably don't need a press. You could probably be careful if you get a brass punch or something. Just be careful you don't tear the top of this up. You can probably just drive this out with a hammer, but I don't feel like fighting with it. See how it's moving right away? The other one came out pretty simple as well. So they're not in there very tight. Just make sure you get a hold of it if you're doing this. Hopefully you have enough light for you to see here. There's the pulley, and there's a key in the keyway. Don't lose that key. I'm going to put that with the pulley so I don't lose it. Now, there's a spacer. There'll be a spacer on top of this top bearing. That comes off. Crud. Let me go clean this. It's just so you can see what I'm looking at. Hang on. So, hopefully you can see this. I'm trying to give you light, which is kind of tough, but there's a bearing. You got to drive the shaft down and out the bottom. I believe, I could be wrong. I can just do that by tapping on it. The other one came out very easily. Yeah, see how that's moved down pretty far already. So I'm just going to try to hold it with my hand down there. Now I got to get a smaller piece because it's too wide. There it is. That's most of the way through there, all the way. And now I'll just stick this down in there. A little more. I'm trying not to drop it because I don't want to drop the spindle here. The bearing's coming out of this one. It's falling out of it. Oh, good bearing, huh? Of course, it's probably as old as the mower. It's coming apart. Yeah, the inner race is still on there. Let's just set that for a second. There's the inner race of the lower bearing. And the outer race is still in it, so I'm going to have to get that out of it. Now, see if I can drive this upper bearing. I'm just going to There it is. Just pushed it right at the top. The lighting probably sucks, but you can see how, oh man, there's not, boy, that is messed up. I don't know what that is. I think that's pieces of the lower bearing. There's very few bearings, ball bearings, I think, that came out of this. I saw a couple, but honestly, I think that the lower bearing disintegrated. This is going to be difficult as well. So I have a spindle. I do not have it squeezed in here. I don't have it tight. I just have it so it's underneath this inner race. I think. I said I think, but I don't know. I'm sure here. This is barely on there. I just don't want to. There it goes. So this outer race of the lower bearing is in here. That's what I'm trying to get to. I've got to drive it down through here. So I'm going to put this in here. Just hold it. I don't need to crush it or anything. I just need to hold it and see if I can get a punch on it and move it. Should be able to. It's just not much of a lip to get onto. I've got to hold it tighter than that though. Turn that.
Are you making that, Dad?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Huh?
Getting there.
You feeling?
Sweating. As soon as I do anything, I'm sweating like crazy. But I'm getting there.
Do you have a lot more to do?
Huh?
Do you have a lot more to do?
No. Why?
I was asking. I don't want you to.
No, I'll be fine. I'm not doing anything heavy here.
I know, but still, Tom, you've had severe headache and exhaustion in the last few days. Nice to take care of
We just got to clean and then we'll go put it together. Old bearing, open on one side that faces the middle. Gonna replace it with sealed bearings. We'll see how they do. I don't believe these have ever been done. I know I've never done them. Mower is 33 years old. These last half as long. Pretty good. So let's put this spindle back together and this mower running. Doesn't matter which way these go. These don't go in very hard. So I'm just going to tap this one in. Look at this one in it. Yeah. It might have seated itself already. Hear that difference? And it seats itself on the shoulder. There's a shoulder on this side. Alright, so what I'm going to do, put my spindle in. Just have a burr or something on top of that. Don't forget your sleeve. We're going to go to the top bearing. Yeah, I'm guessing there's a burr on the top of this spindle. I'm going to deburr that a little bit before I try this again. Let's try this again. Yeah, there's a little burr on the edge of this keyway, which is pretty common. Just deburred that with a file. Now, these don't fit real tight over the shaft, so I don't have to worry about supporting that because it slides up and down. I want to put this on the out, get something that's just big enough to get onto that outer race, but not big enough to block it from going in. There we go. Not very difficult. Now there's a spacer that goes on the top of that bearing. Wipe that off. I'm gonna go clean that on the wire wheel. Yeah, slid right on there. There we go. That's it. It's all back together. I'm gonna go put it back onto the mower. Take them off. That's it. Put the blade back on here. I'm going to sharpen the blade before I put it on there. The other spindle, I got to do the same thing, and then put this deck back together. I did tighten that top bolt down. I didn't show you that, but I did tighten the top bolt on the pulley. Put the deck all back together and get this thing running. Well, that's it for the spindle bearings in the Grasshopper. I just cut grass for, I don't know, an hour and a half or so. And it's working fine. I actually think it's running a little quieter, which it should be, because the bearings are going to make noise if they're starting to go bad. These were definitely sloppy, so you know, on the one spindle is just completely disintegrating. So you don't have to replace the entire spindle as long as it doesn't tear the housing up. You can get new bearings. Put new bearings. It's actually went easier than I thought it was going to go, because they're not actually in there. I mean, they're pressed in there, but they're not tight. Like I'm used to automotive stuff where it's pressed in, and sometimes, man, you can't get them apart. But these came apart really easy, even without. I have a press, but without the press, you still could do this pretty simply. It comes apart really easily. So if you have to do this for your Grasshopper or other zero-turn mowers, because I'm sure a lot of other ones are going to be similar, I hope it helps you out. If you like the video, subscribe below. Thanks for watching.